Alright, YouTube. I know in the past I've showed y'all the video on how to remove the actual governor arm out of the 420 engine that I have. I actually got that engine off of a generator a while back. I think it was last year. I gave $60 for the whole thing, minus the fuel tank and carburetor, of course. But after showing you how to actually remove the governor arm without actually having to cut it, I will put the link in the description down below. If not, I'll put an annotation probably over here somewhere, linking it straight to the video. But I didn't show you on how to remove the governor gear that's actually on this cover right here. Now, this cover come off of a Honda GX340. This, of course, is the actual governor gear. You can see as it spins up, the counterweights swing out. This piece here in the middle, everybody's been calling it a nipple, so might as well go with the flow on that. Comes up and pushes against, and I'm going to simulate, it actually coming up using a small crowbar. But as this spins up, the more it spins, these counterweights swing outward, and if you can see the motion, it comes up and throttles your engine back down to a normal operating setting from the factory. Now, what I'm going to do is actually show you how to remove this without having to cut anything, and it only takes a matter of a few seconds to actually get it off. Now, I'm going to take the small crowbar and show you how to do it. I'm going to go directly under here. I'm taking one of the high spots of the governor gear, and I'm going to put the crowbar directly under it, and I'm done that quick. I didn't break anything, and you notice there's the nipple, and down inside right there's the ring right there. Now, what I can do with this is actually put it in a box and save it, or sell it on eBay in case somebody wants to buy it, or like I said, save it for later. If I have a warranty on this and they're saying, if you take the governor out, it voids the warranty, well, guess what? You can put it back because you still have it, and it's not broken. The way to put it back, the easiest way I have found, is actually put it back on the post, slide it down just until you can see the ring right there. Now I'm going to take the governor nipple and I'm going to feed it back down in here. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I just put the governor back on. Not coming off, spins freely, and now I'm going to pop it back off. Like I said, it don't take no time to pop it off. Just remember, down up under the governor, to remove that little washer. Now, if you don't remove this, well, let's just say you'll probably wind up with having a cam getting chewed up. If this gets in between the gears on the crank and the cam, it'll probably wreak havoc all over the place. But put all of this together, put it in the box, put it up, throw it away if you don't want it anymore, sell it on eBay, make a few dollars, whatever. But like I said, matter of a few seconds. Drop the washer back on, make sure everything's lined up and locked into place. So now you can go in between the high spots on the governor gear itself, put your crowbar directly under it, and just slide right off. Now, most people would be still fighting with it, trying to get that little clip I've rounded the little catch that's on here, the little lock pin right here. This is the little groove that it goes in. So when you're trying to take it off, everybody's fighting to get that little ring out. I didn't have to fight it. It pops right off. Matter of fact, that's how they put them on. You take the whole entire governor gear, and they line up the little ring, the lock ring in there. They slide this down over top of it, and then boom, done. Matter of seconds, off to the next cover. Now, I have put this on the 420 for size check. Make sure all the bolt holes line up. Make sure the crank and everything's going to fit through. Everything fit perfect. I will be swapping the crank out later. Right now, it still has the original crank, which is the one for the generator. It has a tapered shaft on it. What I mean by the tapered, instead of it coming out like this post here, you know, it's the same size from one end to the other. It actually comes to a cone shape towards the center where your bolt goes through. So what I've done was actually grab the crank out of the 340, the piston, the connecting arm. I grabbed all of that out of there along with the side cover, and I will be putting it all together shortly. I will have a video on that. Now I've got to order the gasket that goes on this. That way I can put it all together. Once I get it all together, I will be firing it up on a go-kart. The name of the go-kart is actually a Murray Kilowatt. It's the one that actually has full suspension all the way around. Now, these engines are 13 horsepower. Do the governor removal, some performance upgrades, you can get it up to a whole lot more than that. 18-pound valve springs, stage 2 cam, anything of that nature. Me, until I get a hold of some funds to actually do something like that, I'm just going to run it with no governor and possibly the 18-pound valve springs to prevent valve float. That's something that can cause a lot of damage to the valves itself. You'll know when you actually get valve float in the engine with no governor. It'll sound like basically like a can full of nuts and bolts. When you shake it, you'll hear it. And what's going on is the piston's actually driving the valve back up into the head, and if it hits it wrong, catches it wrong, it could bend the valve and cause some major damage. It would cause you to have to replace the head and quite possibly the piston itself. So 18-pound valve springs, upgrade them to that to prevent that. If you don't do that, you're pretty much asking for it. Unless you don't plan on throttling the engine that hard. But I do suggest to get them. So, more on that video later on, and I will see y'all later.